Good evening and welcome to Early Doors Football TV. Hope you're all keeping well. It's been a bit of a weird one today weather-wise. It's been hot, muggy, overcast, raining, and now it's back to being sunshine again. Hope you're keeping well. And as you can see, we've got another one over the line. I don't know about you and that. I mean, obviously, I come from Newham, born and raised there. And how many times I've had to wait for that number 5 bus, and then before you know it, you get 3 coming along at the same time. But for us, it's a bit more than that, isn't it? I mean, 6, we're doing very well at the moment. Let's just say hello to the people in the chat as always. I'd like to say hello to you guys. Good evening, usual suspect. Good evening, all. Evening, Henry. Hope you're keeping well. And big up to E-Ross as well. Big up everyone. West Ham doing some good business, Tony. E-Ross, I'm quite surprised myself. Can't fault it. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, for this time of the year, for most West Ham fans, I don't think we've ever seen this kind of activity going on. So I'm cooking at the moment. As you can see, we are cooking. Evening, Menace. Yes, Tony, how are you? Yeah, I'm doing well, mate. I hope you're as well. West Ham moving like a big club. Well, my club moved like a Sunday league team. Tell me about it. Daniel, come on, your Spurs. How are you doing, mate? Big up. You're getting too You're getting too cocky now, mate. Big up, mate. Big up to yourself as well. What's in? But evening, Tony, and all in the chat. Hope you're keeping well. Ross is laughing at that. I've just seen Tate coming through with that, and I thought I'd just quickly put this up. I've just heard that obviously Rangers have got their qualifying leg in the UEFA qualifying stages, and it seems to be that 2 of the officials have been removed from duty. One apparently is one of the VAR people, and the other one is actually one of the assistant referees, because they were arrested. They were drunk as a skunk and apparently carrying a road sign down the road. So, never heard of that one before. I've seen referees come to games I've done with my team, drunk as a skunk. I remember one pulling up in his van, still wearing a suit after being out on the night before, quickly changed and then doing the game. So, yeah, when you look at that, hey, each their own. How are we doing, Joan? Hope you're keeping well. I'm good, Tone. Just finished eating dinner. Good. Yeah, I'll just quickly stuff my face, Henry. I must admit before quickly coming on here. Well, where do we start? Now Moyes has gone. It was a case of, are we going to see any business being done now Lopetegui's in? And I think if you look at it, the masterstroke they did was made him head coach and not manager, because obviously there was the problem before. Moyes wanted to have his finger in the pie. He wanted to be dealt with that. And, they can understand it. Old school manager. In certain respects, you can say possibly stuck in the ways. And we saw the progress. Don't get me wrong. 3 years. We got into Europe, so we can't complain in that respects. But at a certain point, there's certain players I think we lost or we could have gained if it wasn't for Moyes being stubborn and holding back on certain deals, which I think was frustrating, not only for the board, but definitely for the fans as well. Evening, Mama Flossie. Hope you're keeping well. Evening to yourself as well. Evening, chat. And they're saying hello to each other as always, which is good. So, yeah, Lopetegui comes in, and the one thing he did, no doubt part of the deal to come to the club, was he wanted to, get the players that he wanted. And or she gave his shopping list to Tim, and they set about doing something. So the first one that was over the line was Luis Guillaume. So he can play on the right wing. Apparently, he also can play up top as well. 18 years old from Palmeiras. So the deal was permanently 25 million, and that's with add-ons on there as well. He has a contract, or I say a 5-year contract that sees him there till about 2026. 20% sell-on clause as well that goes to Palmeiras, so it's good business for them. Not too sure where he's going to feature with Lopetegui. Hopefully he'll get some game time, but I think more than likely we may see him getting loaned out, which probably won't be bad for the player in that respects. Yeah, Mummy, we're doing pretty well at the moment. Firing. I've just seen that you're actually going for Gay. I think that's going to be good business for Newcastle, getting hold of him. 60 million. I think that's not a fair price. He definitely elevated himself in the Euro, so that'd be a good signing for you if you get that one over the line. Ross, Tony taking Ketia, 55 million is yours. Wow. I'm going to get more of that later on, Ross, from Anthony when I go on to Football Dad's Army later on this evening, as well as tomorrow night when we do the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So you can see that one coming over the line. Not as bad as cauliflower, Tony. It's true. That's true, Henry. Could we have a discussion one evening with everyone about who's bought who and who's the best buy this season? That'd be a good shout, Joanne. Yeah, I'll clip that and make sure we look at that one. And remember, Daniel, in fairness, mate, if your window goes out, you expect the rest of it to go. What's your aim this season? Get into the top 6 and get European football. And Lopetegui's first season, that'd be really good. I think that's what the ambition is there, Daniel. I think with the players we're getting in, I think it's a possibility that's what he's looking for. We want to get back into Europe. We've been there 3 years, and as you know yourself, mate, once you get that little bit of sniff of European football, and that it's what it brings to you, what it brings to the club. So hopefully, in that respects, top 6. I'm going more for probably 7th, 8th position. If we get further than that, then it's a bonus. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if we can do well, I'm happy with that. But I think if you look at it, yeah, definitely a cup. And if we can get back into Europe, that's got to be a great shout. Usual, yeah, that's it. Evening, Lee, Football Dad's Army. Yep, so I'm going to be on this man's channel at 7:30. So if you can get yourself over there, have a look at that. And yeah, City sold Alvarez. It's another one you've lost, Lee. Another target that's slipped through Edu and Arteta's fingers. So yeah, weird what's going on to your club. Well, that rules out FC. Eros, Tony, Arsenal pissed me, mate. I don't know what's going on at your club. It just seems weird. You're hearing you're linked to this player and this other player, and we saw, as Henry said, the cauliflower one that took forever and a day, nearly 2 months to get that one over the line. So where Morello comes into it, I don't know. It's going to be a hard one to take. Yes, Alvarez sold for 81 million. Moyes rejected him for 14 million win at West Ham. Yeah, another opportunity. This is the problem, the usual. This was saying earlier. This is where we've missed out on some good opportunities. But hey, City, can't blame them for that. Take that money and run. Big up Aguna Batata. Big up the Irons. Nice window for you. Unlike some of us. Yeah, I know, mate. It's the tap's been turned off at your club for some reason. Tony Aston Villa got top 4. Why can't you? It's a good shout, Dan. I mean, don't get me wrong. If we can get up that end, it's a massive bonus. But then you've got to kind of maintain that, haven't you? Year in, year out. I mean, with your club, the jury's out with Ange at the moment. There's a big kind of debates going on that. I know you've been in them. So where it goes from here, I don't know, because I think this is the biggest problem when you look at Ange. Probably we saw him get frustrated at the end of last season. You had obviously Conte, you've had Mourinho, and I suppose it's like our chairman Sullivan. You've got that in Levy. So it'd be interesting to see where it actually goes from there for you guys. But it's still a couple of weeks to go yet before the season. The window finishes. So anything's possible at this stage. I think if West Ham can find cohesion, they're going to be a serious problem in the league. I mean, that's what the pundits are saying as well, Ross. If we can do well and get them gelling as a team, then yeah, we've got some good things going on, and there's some other options still to come as well. That's obviously like going on to the next one we signed. Where's Fodringham? Backup goalkeeper, 33 years old. Obviously, Sheffield United. He came from them. It was already a done deal before they went. 2-year deal, season there till 2026, which I think is an ideal thing, because if Fabianski, he becomes on the coaching staff, or he does go, it's not a bad backup. Obviously, I'd rather see another younger keeper come in. Hopefully, get some of our guys. But obviously, Hugo we've loaned out to Motherwell at the moment. So when you look at that, hopefully he's going to gain experience. I know Noel came messaged me a few times about this player and said that he's doing really well for him. So that's great to hear. Big up Anthony, my co-panelist on The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Big up Tony. What is West Ham cooking? It was a pot noodle. Yeah, a massive pot noodle. See that one behind me? It's as big as that, Anthony. Doing very well. I did say, mate, remember on Jose's channel that you have got a serious director for. That's the key thing in it. Tim Steadton, that in itself, when you look at something like that, now he's been given free rein. That let's say Moyes has gone now. The good thing they did, like I mentioned, was making Lopetegui head coach. At least that way it allows Tim to do what he's doing. Eventually, Rob Newman apparently by now is gone, allowing Tim to do his business. And the funny part about it, if you go back a couple of weeks, there's a few deals that we was trying to get over the line that obviously collapsed. So everyone was kind of looking at, hold on, Tim's not as good as we think he is. And then suddenly he pulls all these signings out of the bag. It's just unreal at the moment. Still got to pinch myself to believe that we're doing this kind of business. We really am. 30th window closed. Euros finished. We've seen the BS now. Time to make a move. Yeah. Your club at the moment, unfortunately, Aguna, is like slow sports news at the moment. That's how long it's taken you to get a player over the line. Yes, big up Josh, True Gooner. Big up yourself, Tony. Big up to you as well, mate. It's good to see you in here. Hope you're doing well, and hope you got that over that line, them subs. You lads are cooking, bro, for real. That attack next season. Well, this is the thing. I mean, we're still possibly looking at another striker as well there, Josh. So that'd be great business if we've done it. Fair play, you've done some food signings. So far, I've missed these stats if you already said them. McManus is saying, I take a fiver for Eddie. Can't believe we turned their Marseille's offer. That tells me Arteta's not serious about selling these little Hercules. He loves the man. Absolutely loves Nketiah. And I don't know what the hell that is about that. But when you turn down 25, then 27 million for a player, it's still, I was just saying the other day, it's pure profit. 27 million, take the money and run. Get rid of him. He wants to go. He don't want to be there anymore. Good news, though, for you Arsenal guys that's in here and that. You must be pleased to see that your boy who moved over to Fulham and that scored his first goal last night. So fair play to Smith Rowe. Good, and hopefully it does well with that. Is it on the same day with the UCL draw, the 30th? Believe so, Henry. Best beers come out this window. It's more fans can say what we are saying about this club, but it's final Premier League this season. Yeah, it's got to be in it. Were you happy with the America tour? I mean, it's just a gimmick in these tours. I mean, I don't know what you can take out of them. Sometimes they do well, sometimes they don't. I mean, it's the case of new manager, getting some new players in. He's got to see what they can do. If he's gained anything from it, then hopefully we'll see that as the season goes on. So I think it's early days for me in that respects. Priced in Nketiah to stay. Arteta stepson. It should have been sold ages ago. I don't know. It seems like you don't like your club is like a hoarder. You don't like getting rid of players. You like keeping hold of them. Evening, Arsenal man. Big up lads. West Ham putting Arsenal management the same. Yeah. Once Tim's finished with his book, and I'm sure he's going to send it over to the Emirates for Edit to read it. That's if, of course, he can read. Mother Flossie, has any club even inquired about Eddie? Well, Marseille is the only one by all accounts. Anthony, my good old friend in here, would say that West Ham have obviously put in that £50 million offer for him. Nah, I'm not touching him with a barge pole. Daniel saying, I know your history of signing strikers, though you got worse luck than Spurs and Chelsea, so I won't count the full one yet being a success. That's, and say, for me, I'll still say it to this day, and I've said it before, when you look at the likes of Haller and Skamaka, We didn't play to their strengths, and that's what I think sometimes you have to do. It proved the point. Once we sold these players, they moved on, and they scored goals for fun. Not being funny, Daniel. You think about it. When you signed Darren Bent from Charlton, he was scoring goals for fun from them. I think Ramos was your manager, didn't play to his strengths, and before you know it, Darren Bent weren't scoring goals. Then he moved on, and then of course the tap turned back on again, and he was banging in goals again. 4,000. Yeah, seeing them prices are crazy. Mate, never want to sell ESR. The fact we've sold him and kept Fabio Vieira is pathetic. I don't get what this club's doing. I mean, look, I know Smith Rowe, he held a lot of passion for a lot of Arsenal fans, and I liked him. I mean, I wouldn't mind him at West Ham. He would have been a good player. But I think if you look at it, what's the point of hanging around at that age when you're not doing anything? Time to move on. So fair play to him. And let's hope he does well. And injury-free for one. Real Madrid can have Nketiah. Okay, McMod and Tony, nice one for the join in the chat last night. It was one, mate. It was good. Good to see you. We're useless at signing strikers. Oh, dear me, yeah. Mind you, Daniel, we beat you on that one. Marco Boogers. Yeah, take that one, mate. We beat you all hands down on that one. But yeah, I remember Soldado. Jesus. Next player that actually we went in for, and it was basically Lopetegui's, I think, main defensive target, and that was Max Kilman. And we know this one was a hard one to get over across the line, but finally, I think we went with a silly price. I think it was like 25 million, first of all, which got laughed at basically. And then, we paid the full whack, 40 million. He signed a 7-year deal that basically keeps him there till 2031 by all accounts. The great thing about it, which I always like about this, that the sell-on clause helped out Maidenhead, and they apparently received £8 million as a sell-on clause. Well, that's a great amount of money for basically a non-league club. So I'm pleased with that. In that respects. I don't know where Kilman. Is he going to be a future captain for the club? Possibly will be there. But I think most West Ham fans are looking at Bowen to be captain. I think that's a great shout. It's a way of rewarding the player, just like if you think about it, Mr. West Ham Noble. Bowen, I think, is the same way, but not being funny. Make Max Kilman vice captain, if anything. That'd be a great way of doing things. Versatile, got a bit of strength about him. I know it was Lopetegui's first signing at Wolves, so I can see why he's got affinity to the player, and they work well. So hopefully, from that point, we'll see what he's going to do for us in that. But yeah, we still need to work on our defence. I think we're still weak in that main area. Mama, Fulham, Wolves, West Ham, Forest, Marseille, the clubs that wanted him, but he's still here. No trouble. Always a pleasure, absolutely. Tony, is Darren Bent still available? Take him over Exel Foley any day of the week. He'll probably still score goals, though. That's the thing about Eros. He'll probably score more goals than him. Big up, Pain Like Bane the Dharma. Good to see you. Cooking what? Jelly deals up the hammers. Jelly deals? No, that's one thing I can't. Yeah, I've tried that once. Fleck of flesh. Nah, not at all. In your dreams, Anthony. Evening, Jez. Arsenal history and more. Good to see you, matey. And people, obviously, as always, go over to his channel as well as the people that's doing streams and their channels. Please go and see them and give them a little bit of a like as well. Evening, Tony, in the chat. Jez. Good evening, Budgie. Good afternoon, you beautiful people in the chat. Hi, matey. I hope you're keeping well, Budgie. I mean, a bit worried about because I couldn't get in touch with you. I thought, you sent me that message about the pub thing, and couldn't get hold of you. Hope all's well, mate. Good to see you in here. Glad to see you in your West Ham jammies, mate. Up the hammers, of course, mate. After I'm finished this, I'm going to bed. Cup of cocoa, I'm done. Daniel Maiden, they've got 8 million quid. What if they don't get promoted this season? Yeah, you can just see it now. The chairman doing a rudder. £8 million. Woohoo! Ta-da! I'm gone. All right, Budgie. Big up Jez and Adama. Arsenal history more. Evening, Jez. You watching the Velodrome? Yep. Fly Fox Pro. Good to see you. Holla to yourself as well. Arsenal Manic fans look forward to transfer activity. Right now, West Ham fans could get excited about the new season and the prospects. Yeah, I mean, it's the fact of what we've still got coming. That's the thing about Arsenal Manic. There's more to come by the sounds of it. It seems like they're not relenting at this stage. And dare I say it, fair play to Sullivan for releasing this amount of money so far. All sound like each other. Little down the arm, ain't you? If one Pasaka doesn't come, who should we get for that position? Good shout, actually. Good shout. I know there's a couple of players we're looking at. I mean, it depends. I think it comes down to what Lopetegui wants to play as well. I mean, obviously, I know I'm going to mention a few players in this. Mostly, if you look at it, we're looking at centre backs and in Kels. Who was the other fellow we're looking at? I didn't put him down, actually. There's another guy that was playing right back we're looking at as well. But there's Walker Reed, isn't it, from Southampton. Possibility. He could be a backup option, if anything. But I think that's a very slim chance. By all accounts, I mean, if you look at it, Wan-Bissaka, that deal could still get over the line. It seems to be he wants a nice golden handshake to walk away from it, kind of thing. The stumbling block, because the player's on 90 grand a week, and I think that's where the problem is. And the 18 million, and this is the agent talking. I don't think it's the players. It's the agent. These agents, they like to take their chunk of flesh. So with that, I think this is what is holding the whole deal up. But by all accounts, Wan-Bissaka, he's signed. He's up for it. He's agreed to the terms. 5-year deal by the sounds of it. And yeah, we can get all that over the line. I think that'd be a great addition for us. Little down. Sorry, mate. My WhatsApp number went down. I've got a new one. Cheers, mate. Thanks very much. Appreciate that. Yes, lovely. GB doing well. Yeah. Evening, Daz. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Big up, Tony. Who's your top 4 for the Premier League? Well, I think if you look at it, I think we're unfortunately going to see 5 in a row for Man City. I'm possibly going to say it'll be Arsenal being in second. Depends if they do any more business. Third, toss up a team between Liverpool and Man United on that one, I'd say. Yeah, so they're the 4 I mainly go with in that respects. I hope you're keeping well with those, Des. Yeah, what are they saying? Hello. I wonder how much Arsenal will charge to watch the game tomorrow night on their website. Amazon mailing some moves this window. Fair play. We are indeed, mate. We are indeed. His wages, yeah, £90,000 a week, apparently Wan-Bissaka's on. So that's the kind of stumbling block. But, hey, if we can get over that line, I think if you look at it, if we want the player, we'll go for him. So, fingers crossed. Researching. Making moves yet. Tony, how old your defence is? I heard you're getting Steve bowled out of retirement. Yeah, it is, old mate. I mean, obviously, there's still, Zuma apparently has been told that's it. You can look for another club. And, look, the only thing up here, he's got it. Unfortunately, his knees tell him something completely different. And I don't think a player that age and that, he's going to do well with any club at this stage who would want to buy him with the wages he's on. And if you look at it, I think he's if they just watch videos of him last season, they can just see how slow he was. And it's a shame, really, because he's a good player. Seems like Man United has really had poor player relations in the past few years, even if they don't want refusers to leave without a payoff. Yeah, this is the thing in that. I mean, this is now they've got Ineos in and they're seeing the changes there. Hopefully, it's a new regime for him. But if you look at it, considering Wan-Bissaka they signed for 55 million, and we're looking at going in for 15, and also I think if you look at it, we'll probably agree maybe a little bit more, maybe 18 million if that. that take that all day long in that respect, especially when you get a decent player out of it as well. Danny saying, anticipating, mate, you got United ahead of Tottenham next season. It's all love, Dan. You know that, mate. You know that. I think if you look at it again, it comes down to the lack of business for you guys. If you see anything, then it may change. But hey, that's what we're going with at the moment. And I may, but if he bites me in the arse, I am Daniel. Come and see him. I know you could be pelters for it. Interesting top 4 predictions. Smash the likes. Thank you very much, Adama. Appreciate that. Bigger Daniel. Arsenal is like a juice piece of fruit, just the pulp remaining. Cat Zuma get a job at the RSPCA. You can just imagine it. I have an Arsenal FC podcast more than 9 with Jez, if anyone's interested. Great to hear that, Henry. Good. Does it? Ooh. No, I don't think he is actually Adama. I think that's still sticking with Antonio by all accounts. I think he's he don't want to let that go, whatever way you look at it. I heard Zuma's quitting football to work in a cat sanctuary. Arsenal, the sun-dried tomatoes. See you later, Lee. Take care, mate. Thanks for being in. Budgie Zuma will end up seeing out his contracts on the bench. Yeah, take a wage and be done with, innit? And when this game, Alvin Tony would bet on it. Budgie, all good, bro. How much did they pay for Anthony? Yeah, it's around that kind of price, 82 million or something like that. Seems completely stupid for, well, we know what that one's all about. Daniel, Tony, remember, mate, you're the one West Ham fan I do like. I know, mate. I know you do. And the feeling's very mutual, Dan. You know that, mate, even for a Spurs fan. Our relationship has been pretty good over the years. And Tony and testimony, Tony, well, I don't think it's on the cards as yet. I think he still wants to prove his worth. And by all accounts, Lopetegui still kind of likes him. So we'll see. Actually, Daz, who do you think will be the first manager to be sacked, Tony? Ooh. If it doesn't go well, then you probably could see Nuno at Forest. He could be the first one. Second one to that, considering all the mess that's going on over there, and that it could be Sean Dyche at Everton. But I think that's a great question though, Daz. I must admit, I think but considering the money Nottingham Forest have spent on their players, I think the chairman will want to see a return this season if he doesn't see it. But the top one, I just realised off the top of me, thinking about it, and with a Man United fan there, Ten Hag, that could be another one as well. I think they're giving him a chance. They've signed him on this, this was I think a 2-year contract or something like that. If it doesn't go well at United, then he's gone. It's cheaper than buying it at the moment. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Budgie. Yeah, keep on. Just let him sit on the bench and rot. Yeah, good. Yeah, I said exactly the same thing, Daniel. I can't spell the West Ham's name, so I've used Ian Tony. Ten Hag to go first. Yeah, I agree. But I think, I forgot all about him until it just sprang in the back of my head. Isn't Anthony from United that Algerian female boxer? Bad the Italian female boxer in the Italian. Jesus. Brighton manager, I think he'll be the first to go. That'd be interesting. Well, apparently, because one of the targets, one of our other targets we're looking at, apparently is Matt Hummels. But I've just heard that because he's now a free agent from Borussia Dortmund, Brighton are going to be opening up talks for Matt Hummels. So that would be an interesting one if he goes there. Great player. I won't mind him. Even for his age, I think, he's 35, but he can still do the business. Ten Hag. Yeah, Ten Hag, that's the one. I still got to meet a West Ham fan that talks bloody sense. Is Budgie still in the chat? Dicey football back to not bad at all, Anthony. possible mama. Problem being, they get to United, they've made it wage-wise and status, considering if a player transfer to another club, unless they're old, it's usually for same money or more. Yeah, that's true. Very true. Fly Fox Pro. I hoping Potts can make a first team breakthrough this year. Earthy's goal was my favourite last year. Love seeing the academy boys get a chance. I'm hoping with Lopetegui, he's going to give him this opportunity because we only saw Earthy, didn't we? Really, we didn't see. Potsy was obviously went out to as Wickham, did great there. But it'd be good to see him actually do something here. And hopefully, Lopetegui might give that opportunity, especially in the cup games. But I think if you look at it, he'll want to. If the club's, if the team's starting to do well, then that may limit their experience. So I think we're going to see some of the youngsters loaned out. I mean, look at Lewis Orford. It seems like his 5-year deal contract is going to be accepted or has been accepted. So that's great news because obviously we shouldn't be getting rid of our own really, especially when we was trying to get that Duran deal over the line, which I'll talk about shortly. How are we doing, Jimino? Hope you keeping well, mate. Good to see you. Daz, I think Slot will have a good season at Liverpool if he buys anyone. Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, it's very quiet. I mean, Henry would say this as well. It's been very quiet on the Liverpool front. You'd think by now they'd do something, but he seems to be happy with what he's got. Flyfox Pro, McManus, there was an uncanny resemblance now you mention it. I was like, yeah, he's 35, but, experience. It's all about that. Don't have to move fast as long as you know it and get to the player. Buddy, if Man United are 10th or worst after 6 to 8 weeks, 10 I agree on that. Definitely gone. He is a lump. Yeah, indeed, he is a lump. Let's best go, Grob. Do a go. I mean, what a huge play he was for the Seagulls. Yeah. I was going to bring back Moyes before West Ham are able to challenge us. He's always rude. That's all he can be. He can't be nothing else. Jimino, West Ham are having a decent window early doors, and you're keeping lots of key players like Kudos too, which is very important. Absolutely, mate. I mean, him. The good thing about, I'm going to talk about one of the other players that we signed today, him and Alvarez, which is a great link-up play there as well. And of course, we've still got Bowen to consider as well. Daniel saying Matt Hummels bloody hell, not sure with the pace of the Premier League, mate, and he's prime all day long, but not at 35. He's getting exposed in this league. Could be, but then he's got Zoom to back him up. Daniel, it'd be all right. The pair of them, tie shoelaces together. Early doors is pink. Yeah, smash that subscribe. But a good pre-season, Daz. But to go into the game at Portman Road with no new players is a dangerous Daz. Yeah. Daniel, come on. He was one of Dortmund's best players last season, and he was good in the Champions League too. Yeah. I've been drinking Tottenham gin, and I'm convinced that we, as in West Ham United FC, are going to win everything. Absolutely. Yeah, you know it. Firefox Pro, yeah. I feel like Alice through the looking glass and seeing Neverton's trophy cabinet. Hummels starts for every Premier team except Arsenal and City. Hummels is still brilliant at his age. Yeah, he's experienced. Bags of experience. Daniel, I know he was, mate. I'm not sure over a 38-game season in this league. At 35 would still struggle. Yeah, Mum is beautiful. Smash that like. Yeah. Really was a draw. You're expecting more intense football from West Ham. Yeah, I think if you look at it, that's what you want to see. I think for any team, basically, if you do kind of lose, as long as you play your team plays football and gives it a go, I think if you look at it, you don't knock it at all. Dama, you're a sweetheart, she's saying there. Laters, let's get the lights up, troops. Take care all. Same for you as well, Dama. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're keeping well. I have a weird feeling Füllkrug might flop. Since 2010, almost of your attacking signings have been awful, except Antonio, Arnautovic, Bowen, Ricardo Vastey, and maybe Zarate too. Yeah, it's a good shout, Jaminio. I mean, like I was saying earlier, it's the jury's out. We've got to see what basically Lopetegui's, he's going to play. There's a possibility, it could be 4-3-3. Then that could open up the offers. You never know. And I think it'd be quite strange to see it is two up top. That would be very weird to see because we haven't seen that for quite a few years. Firefox Pro saying, I honestly was worried about Zuma would snap his legs in half every time he received a pass last year. Yeah, he was like Mr. Glass, wasn't he? I've never seen someone look to be in so much peril at the simplest movements. Yeah, he did struggle. He did. I mean, any turn you did in that, and you could see there was no way he was catching up with any player that kind of beat him and that. The only way Hummers does well if he goes to a top team, if he goes to a Brighton, I think you're asking him to defend too much if they get exposed in transition. This is true. I have to announce the arrival of Just Eat. Got to go, but smash that like button. Thanks, Budgie. Enjoy your food, and it's good to see you, mate. I'm glad to see you all right. I want Füllkrug to do well, though. I think he hopefully will do. I mean, like, him and Somerville linked up yesterday. You see him kind of saying hello to each other and looking forward to starting the season. So, yeah, it's great to see. Anthony Herbert, I'm still waiting to sign that striker like Cheltenham did for £500 and a bag of balls. He might get us 20 goals this season, whoever he is. Just pick up any old person, mate. Andy Carroll's all right too, but injured quite a lot. Yeah. And was in his prime, wasn't the only team in the world. Yeah. It was like Zuma needed to crack his back when he was stiff as hell. Yeah. Chiropractor running up along the side of the pitch there, just waiting for that moment to come on. So yeah, just going back on some of the players. So the next one, we signed, which I think surprised a lot of people in certain respects, because I know there's a few teams looking at this, was Crescencio Somerville from Leeds. Young player, 22, player of the season for Leeds. Very skillful. He can, got technical. He's not afraid to shirk a challenge with a defender. He'll give it as good as he gets. Quite technically gifted, pacey, dynamic, versatile. He can be a winger as well as a forward. Who knew? So that's great stuff for us. So by all accounts, with that, 25 million plus add-ons, 5-year deal, sees him at the club till 2029. Leeds fans are fuming though, because they was expecting 40 million plus for the player. So to come in with that amount of money for someone like him, brilliant. I mean, that's great business for West Ham, and it's something that we need. And hopefully, we'll see more of him than we did with Ben Rama, especially if he can deal with defenders. Then that's one thing Ben Rama didn't really kind of shirk with. He was a bit too lightweight, so that should be great. We get that one over the line. See him playing. What positions do you still need to strengthen? I think if you look at Henry, we still need, the defence is a worrying thing now, because obviously Zuma, for one, Ogbonna's now gone. We have Mavropanos, but he's not, a solid player, basically. I think because the others was taken light, maybe, you never know, it could be a step up for Mavropanos this season. But basically, it's the case of we've still got a Gerd. If he's going to stay there, we'll see. It'd be interesting, but it's that's the main area for me is defence, and that. I think we still need possibly another attacker, and obviously again another midfielder. Depends if Ward-Prowse is going to be still kind of featured. I've heard a lot of good things about Somerville. Yeah, he's supposed to be really decent, Germinio. So yeah, it really is really good. So I'm looking forward to seeing him playing in the West Ham shirt. You should try and get Ivan Toney. What's the asking price? If you look at it, I think it's, let's see if they want to reduce anywhere between 40 to 50 million pound. But I think the biggest problem at the moment is Brentford's striker, which was there to replace Toney, is injured and he's out for most of the first half of the season. So it looks like he's possibly going to be staying. So it could be the January transfer window. So, it may not even happen, this deal. Good afternoon, Kate. Good to see you. Just to go with Spurs, big up to yourself as well. Hope you're keeping well. Thanks for coming in. Good to seeing you as well. Germinio, you've got lots of versatility in your front line now, Tony, especially with your wingers. Our attacking options are brilliant. You can just see it's coming a mile off. We'll score tons of goals, but we'll also concede a lot of goals as well. But as long as we get them across the line and they turn into 3 points, I'll be happy with that. Daniel, some of it was class. You know how much I watch Leeds closely. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that, if I say, I think even Leeds fans were surprised. We got this one over the line. Oh, Daniel. Was Kira sold on a permanent, or was he back from loan there? No, he's gone. He's sold on a permanent now, so he's not coming back. Mixed bag with him. Certain times, he kind of improved as he went on, but for me, I don't know. He just seemed too much of a liability for me, Jorginho. So I can understand. I think the fans fell out of love with him a little bit, so you can see why he's moved on. Okay, Sinchenko is available to. We've had our Ukraine players. Fly Fox Pro. It'd be nice to see some good hold up play through the middle with Füllkrug. Antonio does well taking a pass on the wing, but in the middle, the link up play wasn't there a lot of the time. I totally agree on that. I think this is what Füllkrug's going to be is brought in for. He is going to be the hold up player, and if you can do that and bring in the likes of Antonio, Kudus, Somerville, and they can work off of each other, the link up play is going to be extraordinary. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think if you look at it, we're going to definitely see some goals being scored this season. Tony, I've got to go. Great stream by chat. Take it easy, Henry. Thanks for coming in. Good seeing you. Cooking what? A 12th place pastry. Oh, Dow. How dare you, sir? Good to see you, mate. Anyway, I hope you're keeping well. Big up to Orange Goon as well. If your defense is really bad, you can put Mikel Antonio right back for the first time in years. Yeah, that's true. That's a good shout. Yeah, forgot all about it. Yeah, he's been virtually everywhere. That man, he has indeed. Daniel saying Lopetegui is more attacking, mate. Ain't you a little bit worried though that Wan-Bissaka's awful going forward? Great defensively though, mate. As long as players cover, I mean, we've seen it with Bowen. He's not bad at dropping back. We saw that in the World Cup when in the Euros when he did get to feature that one half time. Hopefully that way we can cover each other. But yeah, I know what you're saying in that respects. But it's good that we are an attacking side. I mean, that's one thing we have been lacking for a good few years. At least with Moyes, we got a little bit of attacking going on that. Pellegrini, less said. And now Zinchenko changed his number today. I think he's here to stay, unfortunately. He needs to play in midfield, not defence. Yeah, less the liability that way. I'm playing Football Manager 24 on West Ham, 4th in the league with 30 games gone. Eddie Nketiah is our top goal scorer, and Jiz is my number 2. Take care, Henry. Oregon Goon. Big up. Big up to each other. Big up the chat. West Ham to score 5 a game but concede 6. You can't bloody win, can you? Yeah, you can see it coming a mile faster than make that, but that's the West Ham way, as they say. So yeah, as you saw yesterday, the next one we signed was Nicholas Füllkrug, 31-year-old from Borussia Dortmund. When you look at it, he's only been there a year. Werder Bremen. And this is where the link up is with Stetton, because obviously they work together, so they know how each other work, operate basically, which is good. The great thing about it, I mean, I know he's late to the stage at 31, but if you think about it more than anything else, he did well in the Euros. He banged in a couple of goals there. I think he's overall for Germany, he's scored like 14 goals for them, which I know it doesn't sound much, but he's he plays for Germany, so we've got an international in the midst with us. What I like about him is he's one of those old-fashioned number 9 forwards that he used to have. He's got positional awareness. He's apparently quite a clinical finisher. I know I've seen him miss a few as well. Don't get me wrong. Got great aerial dominance, which is another thing we need, especially if you think about if Ward-Prowse is taking those corners and free kicks. We've got a chance of getting something with that. And yeah, his hold-up play apparently is exceptional. So hopefully, if Lopetegui can get that working together, that's going to be great business for us in that. And hopefully. What I liked about was the German manager, Julen Nagelsmann, actually turned around and said to him that if you want to feature in the 2026 World Cup, you need to move. So he kind of, in certain respects, he endorsed Füllkrug to come to West Ham and that, so obviously the man knew sense. So yeah, and I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what the West Ham fans are going to sing, because he's got a nickname in Germany. Is Look, which is basically gap. I got a gap here, but he's got a gap there. He's got a big old gap in his teeth, and the fans loved him for it, and he loved it as well. So he was going to have an operation, but never went through with it. So fair play to him. So yeah, mind the gap. I don't know. Maybe we're going to call him that. We'll see. Down bottom of the league, Moa. Excited for the new season, to be honest. Yeah, so am I, mate. It's been, it's good to, in certain respects, to have a little bit of a break from the Euros, and then, get all this business over the line, and then for the season to start. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it starts off. Daniel saying Wan-Bissaka definitely an upgrade defensively, but Kufel better attacking wise in it. Oh, 100%. But I think, for well, Daniel, what you like to see, if Kufel stays, then great. But as long as you've got a player to replace a player, that's what you need. Competition is great to have. Julen saying not having European football might be good for you this season. No distractions midweek. True. And with your squad, you could realistically sneak a 7th place finish or win a cup. Yeah, I think that's what Lopetegui's hoping for. Especially we see the signings we're getting. I think that's going to be instrumental in that as well, Julen. Fireflux Pro saying, I wonder if Cornet be able to contribute at all if he stays. I expect him to go somewhere this summer, but doesn't seem any interest in him at all. So, well, I think if you look at it in that respect, he hasn't really, because he didn't have much of a part last season. You can't really sell yourself. If you can't sell yourself, then there's that lack of interest. Hopefully, the best thing for him that we loan him out. If we can loan him out, maybe it gives him a bit of confidence. He could be lacking that. I think that's one thing he really is short of. But we can give him that confidence. Who knows? He may come back a better player. But I think if we're realistic about it, basically he should move on. I think hanging around is not going to do him any wonders. Anthony Herbert, if I'm your number 2, you're you're going down, Anthony, going down. Julen, 14 goals is quite impressive for Füllkrug, especially seeing as he's only made his debut a year or two ago. Yeah, he's late to the party, Julen, but I think this is one thing we looked at him for, in the fact of his finishing is quite exceptional. Usual suspect, hate saying it, but Cornet has been a complete failure. Time to move him on. Yeah, I mean, as I just alluded to, the usual. I think his time is done. I know I'm trying to sugarcoat it a little bit, but really the player himself, if he has common sense, he'll want to get out, because you must realise your days are numbered. You're not going to be doing much. And he's saying that gap means luck, Tony. Never know. He might get 5 goals this season. Well, that's 5 more than Nketiah, mate. That's for sure. Jaminio, Cornet is one season wonder. He's been crap since he left Burnley. Yeah. I was shocked when they signed him initially, to be honest, because he's not a Sean Dyche type of player. Yeah. Definitely a Moyes type of player, though. But even then, he didn't feature him. Flyfox Pro, Sein, Zui, Dri, Fuel, Let It Fly, Würfen, Sex, Bang. Back of the net. Doesn't quite rhyme, but my German is limited. We'll take that, though. I can't see the West Ham faithful singing that, though. That would be quite interesting. You can imagine the howl up they're going to make of that. That'd be quite interesting. Big up to the full Mossbox World. Full cook tomorrow, maybe. Yep. How about cooking with gas? Yeah, that'd be a nice one to get him as well. You are welcome. Thank you very much, Moss. And the urban love. Cheers. Good evening, Tony, Early Doors Football TV, and all in the chat and watching. Hope you're doing well, Hendon Good, and good to see you as well. So today, he's already kind of done his little video. He's already there. And come on, your irons. And that is Guido Rodriguez. CDM, 30 years old, now a free agent from Real Betis. He was there for 4.5 years. Signed him on a 2-year contract, so he's there till 2026. The great thing about it, again, it's another international. He's won 2 Copa Americas, and obviously he's won the World Cup with Argentina. And he was going to be signing for Barcelona, but once Xavi went, then the deal fell through. And it's amazing when if you know, and West Ham did, and we went in there, snuck in, and yeah, we did the business, and we've got him. And I think what I like about it is the fact of it's possibly what we're looking at is a Declan Rice replacement, and this is what I think he's going to offer in that respects. Like I said earlier, he's played with Alvarez; they know how each other plays, so that could be instrumental for Lopetegui, especially if he wants to strengthen that midfield area, especially through the centre. So I'm looking forward to this as well. And that again, another one, bags of experience. He knows how to win. So again, another good business for West Ham, which is quite surprising, really. As I said, just going back onto Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Yeah, this one here, we valued him between 10 to 15 million, but Man U are looking at 18 million. But it's the big thing is this this golden handshake, £90,000 a week. Apparently, we are going to no doubt bow to pressure, and we'll do something with Man United. Wan-Bissaka himself, he's agreed a deal with West Ham, 5-year deal. So it looks like it's all done and dusted, but it's just that side of that money side of things. So just looking at some other targets, the one that's kind of gone the merry round on that is John Duran from Aston Villa. He's only 20 years old, Colombian. We offered £25 million first of all for the player, which Aston Villa flatly turned down. So we went back in, but we also offered what's his name, Lewis Orford as part of the deal, which kind of made the West Ham fans think, why are we trying to get one of our youth players sold? Why are we trying to move someone on, which has got a lot of potential? Fortunate enough, Villa, even though they was keen on the player, they still wanted £40 million, which they've held out for to this day. So West Ham did no more. Okay, we can't go anywhere more than that. Then hence why we've gone for Füllkrug. John Duran got himself in trouble because he did a little kind of West Ham sign on Insta, which Aston Villa then promptly fined him for because he's obviously one of their players. It's a possible it could still be in the back burner. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to come through, but if we do find another striker, then that just shows you West Ham's intent if we go for that. All me and Fuzzy going to be on Wednesday is bloody West Ham. Apologies, we're both asleep on the show. Evening, Dixon side, and greetings as well. Good to see you. Another one, Moss has just put it in, is Fikayo Tomori, centre back, 26-year-old who plays for AC Milan. This is another one that's kind of reared its head that could possibly have some kind of interest, but I'm not too sure if it's concrete enough. We nearly signed him on loan back in 2020, but he wanted to stay with his respective club, and then of course he moved on to AC Milan. English player, so it's good to have an English player back into the club itself, but wasn't even considered by Southgate. But then, not being funny, who was by Southgate? And then, last but not least, the one that we kind of agreed on, which we thought was going to be a done deal. I'm just going to scout this comment here first of all. Flux 5, Flux Pro. It is nice to see a change in the recruitment strategy. Lots of time wasted chasing players under Moyes. Now, if a player isn't coming, we move on and get someone in that can do a proper job. Great words. Yeah, that's a great comment. And absolutely, that's what we need to do. We can't be hanging around, dallying around, trying to get hold of a player. Not being funny, this is what I'm just going to mention now. Jean-Claire Todibo, the centre-back, 24-year-old, currently with Nice. Agreement was made with the club, but the player himself didn't want to agree to any terms because he's trying to push for Juventus. The problem is, though, Juventus haven't got the money. So the player's stuck in limbo. So if it goes all Pete Tong, he's still going to be a Nice player. I think it's one we're going to walk away from because what's the point of hanging around for a player that doesn't want to come to the club? It's stupid in that respects. So last but not least, thanks for everyone in the chat for hanging around on that. As you see at the bottom of there, if you've got the time, share, like, and subscribe as always. And if not, let your friends and family know. Get them to come over and have a little look at the channel and get them to subscribe as well. And don't forget the people in the chat who have their own shows, please go and have a look at their channels and obviously give them a share, like, and a subscribe as well. To end off the show, though, I'm just going to put this up for you, and it's one thing we're quite strong about at West Ham at the moment, and that is this. Opposing the season ticket price rises and changes to the concession tickets. So basically, there's a petition to let the club know how the West Ham fans feel about this concession price that they're looking to do, where there was no restrictions. It doesn't matter if you're a young kid or you're an OH pensioner, you're still going to pay the same price. So if you see the email address, the actual website address there, type that in, go sign yourself in, and basically submit your petition signature. Make sure, though, if you do that, go back onto your emails and confirm your email address. That way it counts as the thing. Currently, it's at 15,076. Let's get it beyond 20,000 beyond that, and let West Ham know that, the board, it's a game for everyone. We don't kind of basically... and it's happening with most clubs. I think we talked about this before. It's a fact of that everyone's being priced out of the game, which started by the working person, and it's a sad thing to see. Basically, adios to you as well, Firefox Pro. Thanks for being in, and they all leave at half time. Yeah, but seriously, yeah, I mean, it's not just happening at West Ham; it is happening at other clubs, and it's just, it's a sad current change of affairs, and it just, as you know, it's not the working man game anymore. It's all about merchandise, and it's all about basically getting the business people in to spend all the money there. So hopefully, we at West Ham, I should say the West Ham fans, the Betway Cup is coming up. Basically, hardly any of the tickets been sold. And that just shows you that we're actually kind of turning our backs on the club, and hopefully the club will see this and do something about it. But for those who stayed around, thanks for being in the chat. It's been great having you in there. There's been some great comments, and as always, it's a pleasure having you on here. Don't forget, tomorrow night, it's me, Anthony, and Hot Fuzz on The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Great show last week, and that we're looking to do the same thing this week, and obviously we look forward to seeing you guys in with us as well. I'm on in about half an hour's time on Football Dad's Army, where I'm going to be speaking to Lee from Football Dad's Army himself, Dave from Old School Gunners, and the prick himself, Anthony Herbert. And it should be a good, interesting show. I think they're going to be having tears when they see all this. You're welcome, Mama. And thanks, chat, as always. Cheers, Tony, at Early Doors Football. You will, and have the rest of the evening. Enjoy it, and I look forward to seeing you next time. So for now, take care. God bless, and good night. Take it easy all. Bye-bye now. Come on, you.